The 20th of August, 1989. A quiet evening in one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in America. A place where the rich and powerful lived in comfort, where success was measured by the size of your estate and the names in your contact list. But that night, inside one of those grand mansions, something unthinkable happened. Inside the home of entertainment executive Jose Menendez and his wife Kitty, a brutal crime had unfolded. A crime so violent, so shocking, that even seasoned detectives would struggle to process what they were seeing. A 911 call came in at 11:47 p.m. The voice on the line was frantic, filled with terror. "Somebody killed my parents." The caller was Lyle Menendez, the eldest son of Jose and Kitty. Moments later, his younger brother, Erik, could be heard in the background, wailing uncontrollably. When police arrived, they found the two brothers in hysterics outside their home, collapsed on the lawn. But inside was a scene straight out of a nightmare. Jose Menendez, a powerful Hollywood executive, lay slumped on the couch, his body riddled with 6 shotgun blasts. His wife Kitty had tried to escape. She had been shot in the leg as she ran, then fell to the ground. But her killers weren't done. She was shot multiple times in the chest, arms, and face. So many times that her body was almost unrecognizable. The attack was brutal, personal, and excessive. This wasn't just a murder, it was a slaughter. At first, the theory seemed clear. A mob hit? A robbery gone wrong? After all, Jose Menendez was a high-profile businessman. Could this have been retaliation? But as investigators looked closer, something felt off. For one, nothing was stolen. Jewelry, electronics, valuables, everything remained untouched. And then there was the way the killings were carried out. This wasn't the precision of professional killers. This was rage, personal rage. Then came the biggest red flag, Lyle and Erik. In the days after the murders, the brothers were the picture of grief, crying on camera, attending their parents' funeral in all black, receiving sympathy from the press and the community. But behind closed doors, their behavior was unexpected. Just days after the funeral, they started spending. A lot. Lyle bought a $64,000 Porsche and a Rolex. Erik hired a tennis coach and started planning a career as a professional player. They took lavish trips, bought designer clothes, even went on a $700,000 shopping spree. It didn't take long before investigators started looking at them not as grieving sons, but as suspects. And then, something unexpected happened. Erik, overcome with guilt, confessed, not to the police, but to his therapist. He revealed everything. How he and Lyle had planned the murders, how they had bought the shotguns out of town to avoid suspicion, how they had waited until their parents were watching television to strike. Their reasoning? Years of abuse. During the trial, the defense claimed that Jose Menendez had been a cruel, abusive father, and that Kitty had been a distant, addicted mother who looked the other way. The brothers claimed they had suffered in silence for years, and that when they finally confronted their parents, their father threatened to kill them both. In their minds, they weren't committing murder. They were saving themselves. The case divided the nation. Were Lyle and Erik victims who saw no way out? Or were they cold-blooded killers who wanted their parents' fortune? The first trial ended in a hung jury. Some believed the abuse story, others saw them as liars. But in the retrial, things changed. The judge refused to allow testimony about past abuse. The jury wasn't swayed by the emotional pleas this time. In 1996, Lyle and Erik Menendez were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Over the years, their case has continued to spark debate. Some believe they got what they deserved. Others believe they were abused and acted out of desperation. But one thing is certain, the night of the 20th of August, 1989, wasn't just a robbery gone wrong. It was something far more disturbing. What do you think? Were Lyle and Erik victims of a violent upbringing? Or were they master manipulators who played on public sympathy? Let us know in the comments below.